Andrew asked, what are your views on gun control, and are you willing to work with the president to enforce them? Are you going to cut spending to our vets, or are you going to do more for them?
Same Andrew?
No, that's me.
Up top.
That's me.
Thank you, Andrew. Thanks for that question. Two-part. So first, as I said before, I believe that safety in schools and safety in our streets is probably the most fundamental thing of why we have a government. Why do we have government? So you can walk out your front door and you can pursue your American dream and feel safe. And weapons of war, high-capacity magazines, that could endanger all of us in a split second, need to be, some of them need to be banned in this country, others need to have high barriers to access. That means universal background checks.
Yeah.
That means making sure that we don't have that we close loopholes at gun shows. That means if there's discussion of an 18-year-old to a 20-year-old, 1-year-old, if it makes us feel safer, we should explore these public policies. And I think if you can't have a Stinger missile, you can't have a 50 cal machine gun, then you can't have one of these, high-capacity assault weapons. And I've had conversations with students in high schools at Steiner and Hamilton, and they're aware of these policies. So I want to work with the president. I'll never take money from the NRA. Two, I'll work with other veterans from Colorado and Texas and Alabama, people who you maybe think differently about weapon use in this country, and we're going to find common ground. I think one of the strengths of sending a post 9/11 veteran to Washington is that there's a lot of shared values between me and the other members of Congress. Vets is so important to me. We have homeless veterans throughout Central Jersey and throughout this country, and it's wrong. We have to destigmatize PTSD. We have people coming home with wounds of war, not just external, but internal. We have to make sure that education pathways are available, incentives for job creation. If you hire a vet, we want to make sure that you benefit as a business. One, I think vets are great to hire.
Yes.
They can give an order, they can take an order. But also, I think they have an ethos of teamwork and selflessness that's really important in the workplace. So I think our fire departments, our unions, they do a great job with vets. I want to extend that. You're seeing it more and more with Home Depot or Lowe's or some other larger Fortune companies. There's more to do there, and I think a lot has to do with health and care. If we don't have young people stepping up, and I'll tell you, I believe that there's a new future of civil service in this country. One thing that the reason Thanksgiving's not so fun anymore is because we've lost our love of country, of community. And that if you work for Dan Benson, if you work for the Mayor Freed of Robbinsville, and you do a chapter of service, you should incentivize that. Maybe give you some loan forgiveness. Right? If you go into public service after college, you should get loan forgiveness. Because if we don't have people stepping up to serve in uniform, to serve in our police, to serve in our firefighting communities, we're going to lose the fabric that is America. Alex de Tocqueville wrote a famous book on democracy. And this is a political philosopher who went around this country. He said, why is America so different? And it truly was a resilience, an independence, and a love of community that was so different than every other country around the world. We can't lose that, and we need to invest in our veterans and people who serve in harm's way. Thanks.